You feel this nervousness on the phone there?
Sir, I've been trying to make an urgent phone call up there.
Well, I don't think it's something I want to do on an overseas phone.
You gotta make some phone calls. Hang up the phone. Prank caller. Prank caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Packernet After Dark. This is the call-in show of the Packernet Podcast Network. If you'd like to call in, if you'd like to participate in the show, please feel free to do so. The phone number here is 608-501-0718. New callers go directly to the front of the line. We don't have any new callers, but we've got Rich in Texas. What's going on?
Texas. My son wanted me to tell you that on October 11th, when the Packers spanked the Bears and Micah Parsons put Caleb flat on his back, Caleb's tears are going to be splashy. That is all.
That is the only appropriate use of the term splashy from now on in this podcast is describing Bears tears. Well done. Well done, Rich in Texas's son.
Ryan, how the heck are you?
I'm heckin' good.
Nico. It's a beautiful Sunday evening. Just watched the sunset.
Wow,
amazing.
That's adorable.
Not a whole lot going on. I guess no news is good news as far as the Josh Jacobs fiasco. I mean, obviously, I hope nothing happened. I hope he didn't do anything. If he did something wrong, sorry, buddy. You got to pay the piper.
Yeah.
But hopefully he is innocent and the season can start with him week one and there'll be no ramifications. The reason why I'm calling, though, is because, take a wild guess, it's Chicago Bears fans. They are just, man, they are special. They're so.
I'm glad I'm not the only one because I was sitting here going over and trying to grab some notes for tomorrow and whatnot, and it's just nonstop, like bad Bears take, bad Bears take, bad Bears take, and I'm like, please give me a Lions take, like give me a Viking, give me a freaking Chiefs take, give me anything. It's making me seem like I'm just deliberately trying to seek out the Bears, and I'm really not. It just is what it is, man. So I'm kind of just setting those to the side and trying to find other stuff while we wait on that because it's just nonstop. I think with the Caleb thing, and that there's been some terrible national media takes, and obviously the cover of Madden and all that. It's just kind of caused a bit of a stir.
So special. So the Caleb Williams thing is kind of floating around a little bit more now, right? And now people are making videos about it. And, like some people are claiming, oh, the Packers fans are all so mad. Like, no one's mad. It's just, like the list you read of, the prior recipients of that, prestigious honor. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Vince Young thing. I kind of remember going, really, Vince Young? I mean, okay. He had a lot of hype, kind of like Caleb, and he had his own special talents. I freaking loved him in college, man. That was a great, great Rose Bowl.
So it is a good parallel.
That he beat that crybaby Liners. I think it was him. But, yeah, Bears fans are just so. Someone had made a post, and I know I don't do social media. By that, I mean I don't go to Facebook. I don't do X because I look at some Instagram stuff, and because of my job, I sort of have to be on Instagram. And then I'll just kind of doom scroll on TikTok, hello, like all the other really mature adults. And I have a lot of, in probably the 4 or 5 genres. Football is one of them, and it's always Bears and Packers stuff, clearly. What's that guy's name? Al, that one guy, Al, who controls all that algorithm. I forget
who does what?
But anyways, so someone had made a comment on how, I don't know if anyone else hears, there's a mad curse. Like 15 out of the 20 people that have been on the cover have all gotten injured the next year or something bad happened to ruin the season. So, I tell you what. And then we're getting closer. I'm checking my time now because, I know how passionate you are about the stupidity of Bears fans. Mm-hmm. And you probably are the most passionate person about being anti-Bears I've ever known. It's one of the things I love about you. Got to tell you that.
We'll get to part two. The only thing I want to interject, that's one of the things that Locked On Bears had a couple different takes, and one of them was dispelling the myth that there is a Madden curse. I don't know. I haven't been tracking it, but now I feel like I need to look into it and see if that was kind of a thing that hasn't been a thing in a while, or if he's just sort of wrong about that.
How does this, Jared from Houston?
Hello. Wait, whoa. Sorry, Nico part 2. I apologize. Whoa.
So it's one of the things I love about you, and I gotta tell you, the person that made that thing, there was a whole bunch of comments like, I can't believe you would wish that an NFL player would be hurt. That's so unsportsmanlike. And the first thing that popped in my head was, you freaking double-minded douchebags. Do we all remember when, I almost said love, I did. Rogers' tailbone, oh my gosh, think, come on, lock it in, Nico. When his collarbone got broke by their freaking almost slipped there.
You got it.
This stupid linebacker, man, those guys cheered like they just won the freaking lottery.
Yeah.
And when Rogers was knocked out, when the dude landed on his leg, got knocked out like second quarter, and we all thought he was done for the year. You remember that? One of the greatest comebacks ever.
Yeah.
They were cheering like they like freaking little giddy schoolgirls because they were so happy. But now it's, don't wish any harm on our little painted nail Caleb, my boy. Like, just freaking, I puked in my mouth a little when I heard that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I made it dumb. I said something that no one's going to care online. But it's like, you freaking douchebag. So I don't hope Caleb gets injured.
No.
I hope his curse is he just doesn't have luck like he had last year, you know? I hope for his sake that the Lions are better. And I kind of hope that, the Minnesota's better too. Only to beat them. That's all. I'm not afraid of them when we play them. We went 2-0 with the Lions last year. I think we can do it again this year. I don't think we went 2-0 with the Vikes. Yeah, no, we didn't. But I think we can beat them as well. So, anyways, Bears fans are douchebags. And it's funny because I saw another post where they were talking about how this is really like showing Bears fans what they are. And I couldn't believe how many Bears fans were like, well, what do you mean? What do you mean it's showing us how we are? I'm like, you guys are so freaking delusional. It's not like the most delusional fan base, I think, in any sport.
It's pretty bad.
Like, where's the Cowboys? I know the Cowboys think they're going to win every year, but by week 2, they're like, screw it. But those freaking Bears, they had one good year against us out of 30. And all of a sudden, we own the Packers. What? Rodgers was 24-4 with you guys. When you go 24-4 against us, you can then yell in Green Bay, I freaking own you. And you will. But anyways, that's not going to happen. Neither of those scenarios. Go Pack Go, and douchebag Bears fans suck.
Yeah, that was actually one of the... There's a guy on Twitter that I swear... I went on his show a couple times. This was a few years back. And I thought he was pretty level-headed. He wanted to get like some roundtable stuff. And I just thought... I have a theory. I'm sure it's not true, but I kind of think I broke him a little bit. Maybe it's just that he learned the whole clickbaity thing. But again, he seemed relatively normal, and him and I started going back and forth and going at it, and I started going at him hard about the Justin Fields thing. And I don't know if it just broke him or what, but now he is like the biggest Bears fan troll. And the thing is, I kind of think he means it. I don't know, but we went back and forth for I don't know how long, way too long. I should have disengaged a lot earlier. But on whether or not I forget the exact phrasing, but it was something to the effect of the Bears own the rivalry now. What? What are you talking about? You own the rivalry? Like the whole thing, the whole rivalry? You own that now? I mean, this is how absolutely crazy it's gotten. Like, again, there are things that we will all concede to you. You won the division. You are the division champions. You hold that crown until somebody can take it from you. Luck or not. I mean, the Vikings have lucked into some division titles when they got super lucky or whatever, but it is what it is. One way or another, everybody has some luck and some bad luck and this, that, or the other. But you won it, and it's yours, and you earned it, luck or not. But they just, you give them an inch, they take a mile, and it's like, bro. And I don't want to sound petty because, again, they did earn these things, but I'm not going to say you own the rivalry now. And I'm not going to say Caleb is deserving of the freaking Madden cover. If they were just more reasonable, and this is the reason why I think I don't get into it as much with Lions and Bears fans, and not everybody. There are some extremely unreasonable, at least Lions fans I know that I've lost my mind over at times. But there just seems to be more of a reasonable thing more often. Even if it's a thing like Kyler could become a very good quarterback this year or something, it's like, oh, I'm not going to argue with that. Of course he could. If Bears fans would just say things like, Caleb could become a great quarterback, but he's not there yet, I'm not going to argue with that. But it's, he is a top quarterback. He's deserving of the Madden cover, which is, not only are you the best quarterback in football, you are like a generationally good quarterback at that point. Reminder, Brett Favre was on it once, Aaron Rodgers was on it 0 times, Caleb Williams has been on it. Just to give you a freaking idea of what we're talking about here. Under no circumstances has he done anything to earn anywhere near that level of renown. But here we are with these nonsense arguments about how, just, again, way, way over the top. All right, let's take a break. And we got Jared, the Uber driver, on the other side.
This is Jared from Houston.
What's up, dude? I got to start getting used to Jared from Houston, I guess. It's not, I've been saying Jared, the Uber driver, for a long time.
It's cold in a while, but crazy off season so far. Happy we signed Christian Watson. Happy to hear Josh Jacobs still a Packer. Wary about it, but happy to hear it. And, happy to hear that someone still believes that, the Josh Sweat trade's going to happen. I hope it could, because, we technically don't know what's behind Lucas Van Ness. Could be good, could not be good. So it's better to have something is good. But at the same time, it's all happened so fast. But cool thing, I won a giveaway from the Sounds Buddha podcast on their YouTube. I get a hat from them. Still hasn't come in the mail yet, but hopefully soon. And also, yesterday, today's the 7th, yesterday's 6th, was my daughter's 3rd birthday.
Very good.
And today we went to Galveston, beach near us. Not the best beach, but she had fun with the Rainforest Cafe. All good times. Anyways, go Pack Go. Hope you're all having a great day.
Well, it sounds like a good old time. You can't go wrong with the Rainforest Cafe, I don't think, especially for little kids, dude. It's the best. But yeah, the what's his name, Sweat situation, it hasn't moved a ton. They've had practice out there. He is at practice, but he's not participating in practice. So obviously there's still tension there. So it doesn't super move the needle. Ian saying he's not getting traded is a big deal. Easton saying that there are talks and him sitting out at least leaves the potential open that something could happen. So we'll see. And, from my position, it really has nothing to do with Van Ness. If Van Ness is bad, obviously it becomes a much more urgent issue. But even if Van Ness is good, I would love to have Josh Sweat. He is a number 2 while Mike is out. He's a number 3 when he comes back, which is incredibly important. He's a short-term fix, but can kind of help us in the next year or two, which I think is pretty awesome. Former Packers wide receiver Antonio Freeman's son playing for U.S. men's national team in the World Cup. Oh, that's interesting. Is that? Well, I don't know. I'm not going to ask questions about soccer. It's not the time for that.
Oh, hey, Jared again. One thing I do want to say is if Bruce wants to use the moniker of Batman, he should really use the voice that Batman uses, at least the one that
I hate that so much. That was, so I think Dark Knight is one of, It is an incredible movie. Let's say since like the 2000s, it is one of the best movies that has been made. That says a lot considering how much I hate, was it Christian Bale? I won't say I hate his entire performance in that, but that voice, when I heard it, I was like ready to walk out of the theater. I was like, you've got to freaking be kidding me with this. What is he doing? I hate that so very much. I accidentally skipped your call. Let's go here.
You should really use the voice that Batman uses, at least the one that I know. Change his voice for the show if he's going to be Batman, and then call him with his regular voice as Bruce if he wants to talk as Bruce. Just my thought.
It's fair, though. I get what you're saying.
I guess, did I have a question?
Split personality thing.
Oh, yeah. I think you really need to go hard on those speakeasy guys because, man, they are talking some smack lately. Anyways, go.
I forgot. I think, was that you that sent me that? Or who sent me that? Yeah, I think it was. I'm pretty sure I saved that. Let me check my notes here. Let me grab that from your text messages here, because I know I had it up, but I'm not seeing it sit here immediately. And I know it is an awful, awful take. But it became even more relevant now that the details have come out about Christian Watson's contract being even less, significantly less, actually, than it kind of appeared. You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll maybe we'll do that tomorrow, because that would be somewhat relevant, especially since contract details. More on that tomorrow have come out. And by the way, when I say tomorrow, I mean record tomorrow, so out in 2 days.
Hey, Ryan, Beer Cheese Benny.
Hello.
Just wanted to call to say that you just hit it spot on about the whole Indiana Bears and what Bears fans. They are losing every freaking thing that they stood on.
Yeah.
Like they stood on, we're Chicago, we're a bigger city, there's more to do here, man. It's freaking amazing. Well, now what, dudes?
Yep.
Now what, MFers?
Oh, and they're gonna pretend that that's not what it is. Again, there's two things. One, it's never been about that. It's never been about the size of the city or all that bull crap. That's been your only thing for almost my entire life. The other is it still counts as Chicago because it's in the larger Chicagoland area. And that's kind of what we meant when we said Chicago, was the Chicagoland area. Also bull crap.
You guys are in a city smaller than Green Bay, like you said. It's crappier. Because they always say there's nothing to do in Green Bay. If it weren't for Lambeau, the freaking Green Bay would be a fucking crap town. Well, dude, now look at you. Look at you. Now we're going to be saying the same thing about Hammond. If it weren't for the Bears, Hammond would be nothing. And, now they're going to say, well, it's still freaking, pretty much, right there by Illinois. Yeah. Well, it's not in Illinois. Sorry. It's not in Illinois. You are an Indiana team. And you're the second team. And, yes, I'm sure a lot of people that live in Northwest Indiana are Bears fans. And so a lot of those people are probably pretty happy. They're like, oh, cool, I don't have to go through crappy Chicago, freaking dog crap town, to go to a game. I can just be right, it's right.
You kind of only have to go halfway through crap town, instead of having to go through northwestern Indiana, which is crap town, and then through the south side of Chicago, which is mega crap town. You only have to go up into the northwestern portion of crap town. So, yeah, it's a great deal for them.
Backyard. And I'm sure there's people in lower Michigan, right there on the border, that, might be happy about it. But, this is just hilarious, man. So I don't want to ever hear about you know what? This is why I love the Green Bay Packers. We are owned by the people. And
it's the other thing that they have loved to crap on us for is that stupid piece of paper. Bet they wish they had a piece of paper they could spend some money on right about now.
As long as we have that funding from the people, we're not going anywhere, man. And forever, Bears fans made fun of us. Just a piece of paper, man.
Yep.
Just a piece of paper. Well, yeah. Green Bay kept us in our place. What do you guys do? You guys have moron billionaire owner who is an idiot. And not to mention, we can give some blame to the Illinois government, but it's funny because the Illinois government's just like, dude, we're fed up with your crap. You guys are losing us money. Like, you guys don't even bring us enough money.
That is the best part, and I'm sure it's just a negotiation tactic, but it is the best part that Illinois is basically apathetic, and Chicago is long since been apathetic about Chicago to the point of just being like, nah, could take it or leave it.
Like, for us to give a crap about keeping you, it's like, bye. Like, you guys are just costing us more money than you're bringing in.
Yeah.
And so, I just think the whole thing is hilarious, man. Freaking Indiana Bears, dude. Freaking morons. They are so stupid. The Bears are a dumb organization. And honestly, we should just laugh at them every day, man.
All right.
We should just make fun of them every day for this.
Can do that.
But anyways, go Pack, go. We ain't ever leaving MFers. Let's go. Packers forever.
Yeah, and I'm obviously somewhat nervous, but also somewhat happy and excited that there is this glimmer of hope, because it's kind of reeling the Bears back into where they're like, well, it's a negotiation tactic and all these different kinds of things. So every time it gets confirmed that they're leaving, we do this all over again. They're angry, they're sad, they're all these different emotions because they were allowed to believe that it's not actually going to happen and they're going to be staying in Chicago or at least in Illinois, which, as I've said, you can stay in Illinois all you want. You move out of Chicago, you lose the war. All right, that's it. It doesn't matter. Do you think the suburbs of Chicago are somehow going to save you? By even though you're not in Chicago, I'm sorry, that's not at all how this is going to work. It's just going to go horribly wrong for you.
Brian Beercheese, man, you just want to call in again about this stupid Bears thing.
Sure.
Stupid Bears. They're so dumb.
Bears.
You know, it's funny. It's just like now we can just make fun of them. We can be like, your own supposed great city. Such a great city. They're so great that they didn't even care to try to fight for you, to keep you there. And, you know, I'm sure that, you know, all those things that Pritzker said, like, oh, we try to keep him. He doesn't care. Why should he, dude? Again, they're losing them money. They're not valuable enough for them. They're stupid. And Bears fans should be pissed. They should almost like not even want to be fans anymore, because for over 100 years they've been in this damn. Oh, my wife's calling me. Oh, that's cool. Anyways, I'll call her back. They've been in Chicago, and now they're out. They should be pissed. They shouldn't want to be fans anymore, because that's pathetic.
Well, I think it's unfortunate that some Bears fans are so defensive of being perceived as weak in front of Packer fans that they're not really adequately voicing the correct opinion here, which is this is a travesty. I mean, it's no different than if Green Bay moved, up to the UP for tax breaks. I know Michigan's a rival state, but just leave that part alone. Let's say it's not. But it would be like the Packers moving to the UP and saying, well, I don't even really care. It's not that big of a deal. It's not a big deal. So Soldier Field, historic Soldier Field in Chicago, is not a big deal. Doesn't matter. Low impact to Chicago. Doesn't. So none of that actually meant anything, is what you're saying. You understand that that's what you're saying when you say that. That the idea that this is an iconic franchise and all that stuff, an iconic stadium, which it is, actually doesn't mean anything. They're trying to win a surface level argument by cutting their own credibility out at the knees. And I guess I'm happy to let them do that.
Hey, Ryan. It's Wayne from Illinois.
Hello.
Hope you're having a good day.
Doing pretty good.
Calling in, everybody's taking shots at the Bears for their, new facility. Maybe not. That dump in Hammond. My wife's family lived right in that area. I was in and out of Hammond all the time when they were still around. It is a struggling community. Just to say, try to be polite about the whole thing. It's almost as if, the state of Indiana said, we're going to sell you this swampland or something like that. And the Bears said, oh boy, they're going to spend all these billions. And, of course the fans will show up, but I just have a hard time imagining that they're going to be able to develop that into some kind of a great facility of some kind. It's certainly not going to be, the tundra land and all that they have going on in Green Bay. I was on the expressway coming from Michigan to Illinois, and, there was a bad accident. It was backed up forever. So I got off and I went through Gary. This was like a year or two ago. I went through Gary. I went through Hammond, and they have burnt out houses and buildings that should have been condemned years ago.
It's bad out there.
I think the Bears are still hoping that, the politicians here in Illinois come right into their rescue. And it is an election year, so it wouldn't be, beyond, reasonable doubt for, the governor and the legislators to come right in at the last minute and give them their deal for Arlington Heights.
Sure.
The money that they're asking for is spread over 40 years. Everyone's going to be dead by then. It won't matter.
Right.
At least the politicians. I was looking at the map, hey, the NFL teams can fly in to Gary International Airport.
Eesh.
They won't have to go to Midway or O'Hare and, commute all the way across town. It's got a runway. It's almost as long as the Green Bay one, although Green Bay serves like 7,000 people, passengers a year, and Gary has 4,500. All charter. They've had Pan Am, Southeast Airlines, Sky Value, Sky Bus, and Hooters. They had Hooters airline coming in there at one time.
3 minutes got them there, part 2.
Hey, it was my first time with the 3-minute monster. Anyhow, you're talking about all the businesses that are leaving Illinois, and they're moving to places that are major cities. They're vibrant, and the Bears in their move, it's Foxland or whatever you want to call it. It's
the Bears have a little bit of a I guess they could pick up and move, across the country, I suppose. But they're at a bit of a disadvantage to where you want to still stay local to Bears fans, I guess. Whereas if you're, Morton Salt, who freaking cares? I'll go to Houston.
It's such a farce. The other thing I want to talk about was my wife and I, for our 50th anniversary, we took a little trip. We went to Alaska.
Nice.
Every time I got off the ship, I went in, I go, I'd like to see Steve from Alaska. And everybody just stared at me. We got off like 4 or 5 times. Nobody's heard from Steve from Alaska. I figure he's Steve from Rhinelander or Steve from Eau Claire or, something like that. I guess that's it. Not worth calling back the second time, but I did anyhow. Have a good evening.
Yeah, Steve must be busy out there. I haven't heard from Steve in Alaska in a little while. Hopefully you're doing well, Steve, and I appreciate the call, Wayne. It is a mess, and I hope it remains a mess. That's a good point as far as the election season. It's entirely possible that somebody comes swooping in to be the hero and save the Chicago. You want to get votes. Holy cow. Would that be one of the easiest ways? If you can promise to not only keep them in Illinois, but promise you can put them in Chicago, we'll give you whatever benefits you need to keep you in Chicago. Holy cow. That would be automatic. You got pretty much both sides of the aisle rush into that one, I would assume. All right, let's take our final break. We got Uncle Rico on the other side.
Yo, Brian, it's your Uncle Rico.
Hello.
Yeah, just listened to the pod. And Watson got extended a couple days ago. What day is it today? Today's Tuesday. Anyways, yeah, super excited about that. We stole him, as far as I'm concerned. That was a steal. I don't give a shit about his injury history. Anybody can get injured at any time, as we all well know. And you could pay a guy freaking top money who's never been injured in his life, and he might never play it down for you ever again.
Yep.
Or you can, whatever, we know all the variables. Anyway, Watson is amazing, I think. I don't think that. I know that. Everybody knows that. They're just too stupid to admit it. And if you don't think we stole him, then you're apparently not, you just don't, I don't know. People have such closed minds. Just because he's been injured, then he's not worth shit, even though he's amazing. And if they don't think he's amazing, then they're stupid.
Yeah.
Do you ever notice how people are freaking stupid? Everybody's just so stupid.
I never noticed that.
Anyway, Micah, yeah, I could give two hoots less. I said this before. As a matter of fact, I hope he doesn't come back until at least week 6 or something. We're not going to lose every game without him there, but if we did, so be it. But if we lose every game without Micah Parsons on the field, then we got bigger problems than Micah Parsons.
Exactly.
He's not the guy who's going to just guarantee wins when without him we're guaranteed losses. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't work that way. And anybody who's looking at it that way is an ignorant jackass. So he's a benefit to have on the field for sure, obviously. But is it a guaranteed win with him and a guaranteed loss without him? No, that's freaking stupid. So anyways, what else? What time is it? How much time we got? 2:20. We got 40 seconds. Josh Jacobs. Hopefully that stuff works out. I don't know if anyone will ever know exactly what happened. But I don't know. Hopefully, I'm just hoping in my mind that his lady was going nuts and he had to restrain her or something. It's his house, right? It's not her house. And you can't throw her out, drag her by the hair and throw her out the door, although you'd like to. It's your house. I don't get it. If there's a man in your house and he's throwing your dishes and tipping over your furniture, you can grab him by the hair and throw him out the front door, can't you? But if it's a woman, you can't. Not saying you should, but...
Do I even want to play part 2? Rico, where are we going with this? Don't hurt people is my thought on that.
Yo,
hey.
I was just Rico, Uncle Rico here. I was talking about Josh Jacobs and that ordeal. I don't know. Maybe, we just don't know. Maybe he's a total lunatic, but obviously he's not a total lunatic. If you ask me, Josh Jacobs is a real pro. We've seen him show up and try to play football when he should obviously be on the bench. And for some reason, they got him out there trying to play football, and he's all in on it. He's not the poor me guy. He's a team guy. And I don't know about his whole life story as far as his activities and what kind of exact person is, but from what I can gather, that he's a stand-up guy. And like I said, he's got this residence, and he's got some woman there who's not his wife, so that means it's his house. So he has, I don't know, none of us were there, but I think we need to give him the benefit of the doubt just based on who he is. He's not a jackass, what's his name? Hill. He's not Tyreek Hill. He's Josh Jacobs. He's not, you know what I'm talking about. All right, son. Rico out.
Yeah, if I were to, I guess, put what it sounds like you're saying in my own words, it would be along the lines of Josh Jacobs is only ever demonstrated that he's a good dude from the very little bit that we've been able to see, and hopefully that is the case off the field as well, and the allegations that we're hearing are not true. I think that's a fair thing to say.
Hey, Ryan, Rich from Texas.
Hey.
Calling because I've been having audio issues on the podcast on a lot of different episodes recently. And I honestly don't know if it's something on my end, if they're getting corrupted when I download them or what. But just to give you something specific to dig into, at around 53 minutes of the National Media Has Packer Fatigue episode, the audio went to crap. Scratchy, you know, I mean, it's like I'm listening to it on an old AM radio that's only got half the signal.
So that's so freaking annoying. That just happened to me today, but I was actually able to catch it. A lot of times I don't catch it unless I go back and have to listen for whatever reason. Very freaking annoying. It's this stupid little box that I feed all my audio through. It's a nice little audio switcher and all kinds of stuff, but occasionally she has some issues. She's pretty fickle, is what I would say. And it's not cheap either, so just going out and getting something else or a new one or whatever. This is my second one already, and I've looked into getting different things, but they're so freaking expensive. So it's just I'm trying to keep an eye on it. It's not the easiest thing in the world to notice, but if I do, and it sucks because I just have to delete and go back and re-record everything that I had just said, but I obviously would. I'm not just going to leave it in there and be like, screw it, they'll be fine. So I missed that, and I apologize. That is a known issue. It doesn't, well, shouldn't say it doesn't happen too often. I guess I don't really know, but hopefully I'm catching it most of the time when that happens. But it's definitely a me thing, not a you thing.
It is kind of what it sounds like. So if you could look into it on your end, that'd be great. Again, I don't know if it's on your end or my end, but I just wanted to let you know. Have a good one, man. Hope all is well. Talk to you later.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I don't know. I'm trying to think if there would be something. I doubt anything like in the transcription. I should go back and look at the transcription and see what it comes back with. There might be little things in there that, like sometimes when your guys' calls are maybe not as easy to make out, you'll see in the transcription it's like 5 words. Well, obviously it's like a 3-minute call. It's a lot more, but that's all it can really make out. So maybe there's something like that that I can put in there to sort of flag that, and maybe go back and listen to it and see if that's an issue. But otherwise, yeah, I don't have a whole lot of solutions other than I'll try to keep an eye on the waveform here, because it gets obviously kind of spiky, but depending on how zoomed in or zoomed out on the waveform I'm probably not going to really notice. But again, it is on my end, and I'll try to keep an eye on that. I was going to go to Nico, but I think we're going to stop here because he called in twice. Hopefully I remember to play Nico's first call tomorrow. But anyways, appreciate all the calls, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.